The analysis and projections contained in the World Economic Outlook are integral elements of the IMF's surveillance and economic developments and policies in its member countries, of developments in international financial markets, and of the global economic systems.
Now, in a more global perspective, the Economic Counselor and Director of the Research Department of the IMF, Pierre-Olivier Gouinchas, stressed that structural reforms at the right moment are critical, and first-generation reforms will actually unlock growth reforms for the future as well. Now, on Sri Lanka, the Division Chief of the Research Department of the International Monetary Fund pointed out that Sri Lanka's structural reforms are bearing fruit, and these reforms need to continue. Now, this was discussed in detail at the press briefing that was held earlier in the day.
I'm Zulfikar Farzan from Sri Lanka, representing News First. My question is based on Sri Lanka, but I would appreciate if you would also give a global perspective as well on the region. Several countries are currently undergoing a debt restructuring process, and in the IMF World Economic Outlook, you had mentioned that the projections for countries including Sri Lanka have been excluded because of the negotiation processes going on. How long do you think that this process will take place for countries like Sri Lanka to achieve a certain degree of growth in the future while also meeting the creditor expectations?
Thank you. So on Sri Lanka, the people of Sri Lanka have shown remarkable resilience in the face of enormous challenges. Sri Lanka has made commendable progress in implementing difficult but much needed reforms, and these reforms are already bearing fruit as the economy is showing tentative signs of stabilization. Inflation is down from a peak of about 70% a year ago in September 2022, down to below 2% in September 2023. Gross international reserves have increased and shortages of essentials have eased. Now, despite early signs of this stabilization, full recovery is not yet assured. Growth momentum remains subdued, with real GDP in the second quarter contracting by 3.1% on a year-on-year basis, and high-frequency economic indicators continuing to provide mixed signals. So sustained reforms, continuing with these reforms, is going to be critical to put the economy on a path towards lasting recovery and stable and inclusive growth.
Now, the IMF also said that it is monitoring the situation involving the conflict between Israel and Hamas, and stressed that this would definitely have an impact on the global and regional economic stability. However, they said that it is too early to underscore how greater or how large this impact would be on the region and the globe. Representing News First, the only Sri Lankan media organization here at the 2023 IMF and World Bank annual meetings, I'm Zulfikar Farzan from Marrakesh, Morocco.